Hello, welcome to your online course on motivation. My name is Dr. Martin Shapiro. I'm going to be your instructor for this short summer course. If you're wondering, that's what I look like. So when you hear my voice, that's the person that is making the narrations that you'll be listening to. What I'm going to help you do with this video is just navigate Blackboard a little bit. So you and I aren't going to meet during the summer unless you want to come into my office and talk, which you're more than welcome to do. This is a completely online course. So let's take a look at the different Blackboard features. Okay, here are where the announcements are, and I will post announcements quite often, so you want to look at that. I'll also be emailing you the announcements. So one of the important things you need to do is you need to check your Fresno State email just about every day. That's how I'm going to communicate with you, through announcements and through emails. Okay? One of the first things you need to do is come over here to syllabus. Now, because this is an online course, you're going to need to download the syllabus. You can either do it as a doc form or a PDF form. And you're going to want to read that pretty carefully. It talks about all the point values and all the rules. But another really important thing for you to do is to download the calendar. I can't recommend this highly enough. You can do it as a PDF form or as an Excel spreadsheet form. The calendar has every date that something is due, and you can see just about every day we're going to be doing something, and it's very important that you don't let these due dates go past. Here's for June, and if you come down here and click here, here's for July. You can see we stay very busy for these 6 weeks. So syllabus and calendar, very important. Now the content of the course is in course documents. And we're going to navigate through this right now. These are the different sections, and you have an exam on all the content within each section. So there's 4 sections. You're going to have an exam for each one of those sections. The final exam is not comprehensive. So you come into the section, and what you'll find here is a lot of PowerPoint presentations and some links to some videos. Let's look through these. First of all, this is really important. The lectures I have is a PowerPoint. Now you can download the PowerPoint. You can download it as a PDF. We can take a look at that. I recommend that you download these as PDFs or as the PowerPoint presentation so you can take notes on them. But what you'll need to do, and this is very important, is you're going to need to listen to me talk. So you click on this file. It has a JAR. It's a Java file, and so you click on this, and you say keep. Now I would recommend you do this in Firefox or Chrome, and you can bring it up, and you can hear me talk. You hear my narration. Okay, and you can go forward. And you can go backwards, but a lot of the content in the exams have to do with the things I talk about, as the PowerPoints are just sort of a framework for that. So that's an important thing, that you listen to my narration. Some people just look at the PowerPoints without my narration. You're going to need to do that. You might have to download the latest version of Java, but most computers have Java on it. Okay, I do know that the computers in the computer lab in the psychology department, for example, have it, and you can always go in and listen to them then. Okay, so you're going to want to look at those and take notes. There are some links, hyperlinks to places that I'd like you to go, videos. And another thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download this test book section. Now you have a textbook. It's by Labert Deckard. And it's on motivation, and these are the sections that you're going to need to read. I don't need you to read this book cover to cover. So what I've done is I've gone into a chapter and say, okay, you need to read from page 4 to page 5, 7 to 15, and there's going to be content on the exams that come directly from the textbook, even if I don't really lecture on them. It's not going to be as much. Of all the questions on the exams, I'd say maybe 20% or so come directly from the textbook. Okay, so that's an important thing to do as well. Another thing that you're going to need to do, just about every day, is you're going to have to take a quiz on some content. Now I have web content and I have book content. Web content, if you click on here, you click on a hyperlink and it takes you to a video. This is a video on YouTube, a short lecture by Robert Sapolsky. You're going to want to watch that, take notes, and then you're going to need to take a quiz on that content. 5 questions in 10 minutes. Now, this quiz is due by the 12th. But one thing you notice, so that's coming up really quickly, one thing you'll notice is all the quizzes are open and available for you to take anytime you'd like. You could just sit down and take all these quizzes in a couple days, watch the videos. Some of them are interactive. The BBC one is interactive. Now, the content tends to link with the content that I am talking about in my lectures, so that's kind of helpful, but some people like to work ahead. Where you get in trouble in this class is you don't take the quiz on the due date and the quiz goes away. So while they're all available at the beginning, they do go away at specific dates. You can look at the calendar to know those specific dates. Pay close attention to those. Another thing that you're going to do is you're going to do some book chapters. Now, these are not the textbook. You have a textbook, and then I have made a PDF of a chapter from a lot of books that I have enjoyed reading that deal with motivation. There's Why We Love by Helen Fisher, and there's Power of Persuasion by our own Professor Dr. Levine. Some of them have 2 files. You can see this, part 1, part 2. Don't just do one because the quiz covers both. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this and it's going to download as a PDF. And you can also right-click and you can rotate. Right-click and you can rotate. And then you can go through and you can read it that way. Right-click to rotate it. And this is a book by Robert Winston called Human Instincts, and here's the chapter. And then you have to read through the chapter. Okay? You can print them out. You're going to want to take a few notes on them. Okay? You can have them available for you when you take your quizzes, but when you feel you're comfortable with the material, you take a quiz on that material by a specific due date. 5 questions in 10 minutes. All right? The questions aren't meant to be difficult. They're meant to look to see if you have read the chapter, if you've gotten some content out of the chapter. I don't try to get too detailed, though some might get a little detailed. Okay, so those are all those book chapters. I think you'll like the books. Many people in the past have liked the websites and liked the book. And maybe if you like the book so much, you go out and you buy them. I've known some people who like for example, the chapter on stress. Why zebras don't, in the book, Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. They went out and bought the book. Very good for health psychology. This is to introduce you to some of the best people in the field in the science of motivation. Okay. Finally, we come down here to exams. You have due dates for exams. Now, the exams are not all open at the beginning. The exams are open for only one day during the semester, a specific day. They're open it's open for 24 hours. You go in there and you take the exam. They're all multiple choice, and you can take it online. You can have open notes, open book, open anything you want. And I highly recommend that you really get organized for this. Just because they're online exams and you have an open note, don't think they're easy. They're difficult exams. They're probably the most difficult part of this class. If you're well prepared and you've studied a lot, and then you also have your notes organized and your PowerPoint lectures organized, you should do quite well. If you think I'll just take the exam and look at my notes, you only have 70 minutes to take 50 questions. It goes pretty quickly, and so I highly recommend that you prepare for those exams. Finally, what I've done is I put in something in discussion board, and this is just I have a discussion board category for each section. And this is a good place to come in here into this discussion board, and create a thread. And then write. I was watching the PowerPoint lecture that Dr. Shapiro was talking about, and I didn't understand this or I didn't understand that. I think I'm not getting this. Write those questions out. I'll check it quite often. And other students can check it and we can help each other, right? Now, another thing is at one point we are going to read a chapter and I'm going to have a scored, 30-point scored discussion board on this. You'll see that in the calendar. It comes up in July. This discussion board, just on the content, isn't required, but that other one is, right? So I think that about covers the course. It goes by very quickly. There's assignments just about every day. If you really keep on to it, you can get 4 units for a semester-long course done in 6 weeks. How nice is that? And it's online, so you're welcome to take a trip to Hawaii. As long as you have internet access, you should be all right. Okay, so feel free to email me all the time. Ask questions if you have them. Post stuff on the discussion board, and just let me know when you have questions and you need help. Okay, I'll see you online.